All right, so we're doing leadership analysis. So this is going back to 2 weeks ago for us when we did the leadership model. And this is going to be about your self-identification. All right, so these are leadership models. If you can read it, we'll just go around the table here. So just go ahead and read the character block.
Army values, empathy, warrior ethos / service ethos, discipline, and humility.
Okay, what are Army values?
Loyalty.
Duty. Respect.
Selfless service.
Selfless service. Honor.
Integrity. Personal
courage. And what does that spell?
Leadership.
All right, those are our Army values. There are many values like it, but these are ours. They go into the warrior ethos. They go into empathy. I don't want to pretend like this is empathy for your adversary. Okay, you can feel bad for your enemy, but if you feel that compassionate, it's kind of hard to shoot them. So this is empathy for your troops that you're going to work with, that are going to work for you. You need to understand that maybe Private Johnson's dad just died today, and how you maybe need to give him a break. Okay, so you need to understand other people. You need to be empathetic for them. Okay, you have to have an emotional IQ. Warrior ethos, the service ethos. Okay, this is a big one for the culture. I'm the leader. What can I do for you? If people actually work for me. What can I do for you so you can execute your job? Okay, this is the servant leadership. What you'll often see a lot when we do our holiday parties is that the colonel or the general will get in line and they will serve food to the enlisted men. Okay, you normally do that. They're trying to show.
It's so lame.
No. It's totally brilliant. They're trying to show humility. I know that.
It's so fake.
It is. I absolutely hate it. I'll be honest with you. I go more into
It's a bunch of senior level leadership that you never see
ever. Yeah.
They go line up behind the food, and then they're like, hey, here's something. And you're like, yeah, cool, thanks, man.
And my thing is like, I could just serve myself. Why do I need to? Because it'll just be a line, right? It'll be like a potluck. There'll be a line. Everyone goes through it. I get no fulfillment or joy out of that. It's me personally. But then I also don't really like going to restaurants because I don't want you to bring my food. I can go get it myself. Anyways.
Wait, you don't go to restaurants because what?
I'd rather just make my own food and go get my
certain food.
I don't like being served.
Certain food you can't make.
I don't like being served. That's it.
What do you want Chinese food?
Oh, I know how to make Chinese food.
What do you want to make, like some Mexican food?
My wife can do that.
She Latina?
She's in California. San Jose, bro.
No.
Anyways, yeah, again, you're just hating.
No, I feel like it's a legitimate thing. Like if you wanted American food, if you wanted a burger, I'll cook it up on the grill. Like I can make some really good burgers on the grill. But if I'm like, hey, like I want some spring rolls or I want hibachi, it's not going to taste the same at my house than what it is if I go to like the hibachi steakhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just going to be the same thing with like for like Hispanic food. Now I've got 2 in my house that can cook that up for me, so like I'm kind of lucky in that sense. We got a nanny that was from Nicaragua. So
okay, you distracted us.
Right. No, but like, it's a valid point though.
Okay, so presents. All right, next up.
Got some box cooks in my house.
Presents. Go and read presents. Who was next up?
Presence, military bearing, professional bearing, fitness, confidence, resilience.
Of those, what's the most important? Let's give it a hierarchy, right? 1 through 5. What do you think is most important? What's number 1?
Confidence.
Confidence is king. Okay? At least in America, confidence is king. You can get a whole lot of places if you just look like you know what you're doing.
I do think people are going to have different opinions on where they rank these.
Yeah.
So confidence, okay. Who would agree with that being number 1? Anybody would disagree with that?
I think it's 1.
Okay. Everyone has agreed? Confidence number 1?
Again, we're talking straight leadership, right? Military bearing, professional fitness, resilience. What do you think?
I would almost put fitness as number one.
I say fitness number 2.
Think so?
I would almost put it as number one. Because I assume if you have good fitness and you're in shape and you look in shape. If I'm fat and I walk in somewhere, I don't think I'm going to be as confident. And I'm talking military, strictly military.
That's in your personal shame.
I am part of
Look
this.
good, feel good.
Yes. Look good, feel good.
Well,
No, actually,
what I will
yes.
say to this is there's a whole lot of leaders in the military that people just called out for being fat.
True.
Right? There's a ton of them, and they're fine leaders. But, they're very confident men and women that are very, very overweight too. So that's why I would not say fitness is number one. And then as we get older, our fitness it just goes downhill.
Debatable.
You just get old.
I will
Maybe I
crush,
aged out.
I will crush 95% of the cadets here, and on the AFT.
All right, let's do it. We got it Monday.
No, like for real.
All right, and then
I'm 37.
all right. So resilience. This is mental resilience. You are going to fail. You are going to have a boss yell at you. You're going to screw something up. Resilience is your ability to bounce back and recover. All right. I would say I would probably put resilience at number 2 for myself, just because the Army they like to put hardship upon you. So, all right. Anyways, next up, intellect.
Mental agility, judgment, innovation, sorry, I can't read.
Interpersonal
Tact, expertise.
expertise. All right. What do we like here? What's our best? What do we think is good here?
Mental agility.
Agility.
I say mental agility, number one.
Yeah.
Just don't agree with me, just agree with me.
So, as far as officers go, when you try to say what is being an officer like in civilian world, it's project management. You are you're given random projects every single day. You figure out how to solve the problem. All right. You've probably done something like it, but theoretically every problem is unique. So project management. Whenever you guys are going to become officers, you're going to be a project manager, right? So that's mental agility. My number 2 here is interpersonal tact. Okay, this is your ability to communicate with people.
You guys agree with number 2? Or would you put something else as number 2? I would put expertise as number 2.
Say judgment.
I was thinking judgment.
Judgment.
I would say
I was gonna
expertise.
say innovation.
Innovation. So the reason I'm saying expertise, mental agility 1, and I'm saying expertise number 2 because you can't have good mental agility to make decisions right then and there without being an expert.
But you can't know where to use your expertise if you can't use your judgment to decide what is the best use of it.
So I'm not disagreeing. So like everyone's going to have a different opinion on this.
Right.
I
That's
should
it,
agree
right?
with you know. Yeah.
But these things comprise intellect. Okay, the way you can think about stuff. So it's very. I just think it's really cool that we all literally thought something else was more important. So just take that for what it is. All right, these are going to be your attributes. Right, these are your attributes. Now let's talk about the competencies. Okay, what's leads?
Leads others, builds trust, extends influence, leads by example, communicates.
How do you extend your influence? What does that mean?
So like connecting with others, speaking to them, sharing your.
You're kind of in the right direction. Think of it, or how I think of extended influence is more like in a delegation manner. So I need you, what's up, nerd? I need you to go to supply and get a detail of 5 cadets and get the stuff together for the AFT on Monday. I'm entrusting you to do. I'm extending that influence to you to like, hey, you're going to go get these individuals without me telling them to go do that, and then you're going to go do what I asked you to go do. But I'm not going to tell you how to do it because I trust you to figure that out. That's how I view extending influence. Somebody else might have a different idea of that.
It also goes above and beyond yourself. Okay, as a second lieutenant, let's say you're a platoon leader, you directly can challenge or task people below you, right? Extending your influence means I'm going to get another platoon to help me do something, I'm going to get another company to help me do something. All right. So this is you extending your influence. We are doing our FTX next week. We want to shoot weapons, but we don't have any assigned to us. We have to go get them from the old guard. Okay. They are not obligated to give us those weapons. Okay. So we're influencing the situation in order to borrow those weapons, right? To complete our mission. Right? So it's extending beyond yourself and your position. Lead others. That should be self-parent. Trust. I think trust is probably the most important thing in lead. Of all things, if I can't trust you, then I won't spend any time with you. Trust is, you could say, can I tell you a secret, right? But it's like, can I trust that if I task you to run the M4 qualification range, that you're going to get it done? Right? I have confidence in you that you're going to do that. And if I do, then I'll test you out. If not, then I won't. Develops. Are we back around?
Prepares self, creates a positive environment, develops others, stewards the profession.
Okay, so we learned about that 2 weeks ago when we heard General Moore, I think, was it Moore, saying that creating a positive environment. Negativity is toxic and easy to spread, right? You don't have to be a cheerleader for your organization, but you need to show, like literally show that you believe you can accomplish the mission. Okay? That's the positive environment. People don't want to walk into negative environments. I've worked for negative bosses. You walk into the room, it feels like the whole room is dead air. Like no one wants to be there. So you need to create a positive atmosphere where people want to come in and work with you and for you, right? That's part of developing. You can do that through general things like, hey, on Friday, we're going to do a team bowling. It doesn't have to be a military thing. It should be a random nonsense event, okay? Steward the profession. So that's, you're going to become an expert and then you're going to share that knowledge with others around you. You are stewarding the army. All right. Last one, achieves. Who's next?
Achieves, gets results, anticipates, integrates tasks, roles, resources, and priorities. Improves performance, gives feedback, adapts, I don't know what to say.
Executes.
Executes.
Of everything on here, this is the most important, achieves. Okay? This is your report card. This is saying I got an A in whatever class. Okay? Do you get results? Because you can talk the talk and you can look the look and walk the walk, but if you never get anything done, people are going to take notice and then like, hey, this guy never accomplishes anything. Right? That's not what you want. So achieves, of all these things, we as officers have to get results.
So
that's
like in terms of
what it comes down to.
like I said,
All right, so we're going to split you guys into two. Do you want to do a cross table? What you guys are cool working you two and you two? Okay. All right, so as we go through this, each of you are going to choose a person, a leader in history, a fairly prominent leader. I don't want you to do, your company commander, Cadet Bailey or whatever, right? Do a leader that we should all be familiar with. What's their strongest attribute? Right? These are the attributes. The character, the presence, the intellect. What did they do? What was their job? What was the job? Here's the competencies. Lead, develop, achieve. Okay. What way did they show leadership? What way did they develop everyone around them? And then what did they achieve? Right? So Abraham Lincoln, his best attribute was intellect. He was the president. He ran for president. He was a good public speaker. That was the way he led people through public speeches. He prepared himself, right? That was part of develops, right? It wasn't when you go to develops, prepare yourself. So which one of these was it for him? He prepared himself. He developed us through his Emancipation Proclamation. He achieved results of winning the Civil War by appointing the right generals and appointing a cabinet around him. All right. And then we'll say, where did he go wrong? What could he have done better? Right. So, other than Abraham Lincoln, each choose one person and then spend the next 5 minutes to develop this roadmap. And if I need to go back to this slide so you see, let me know. You guys
So we're gonna keep the round count.
We chose Churchill.
The 10 rounds
Churchill.
are back. So
And
the
then
one that more about magazine
the
issues.
attribute that we selected
And 2 they don't waste their
was
ammo if they're not hitting
It
targets.
was,
Let's do.
oh, I can't remember.
presence.
Present.
That's right.
Okay. Doing his presence. Confident. Was he fit?
We chose it specifically because of his confidence and resilience.
Right. So it can be other things, right? It doesn't have to just be one of those. Certainly was not a fit man. Okay. What was his job?
He was the prime minister, and in the past, he had been an army major and a minister of parliament.
Okay. So his competencies. How did he lead?
And then we can just do concurrent.
What's an example?
With his roles as being an army major, MP, PM, he led Britain for a long time in World War I
So I'm
and
gonna
World
run
War
down
II
there,
for a long time,
2 days ago
to both
to confirm that
periods.
we had, because like I
Okay.
said,
What else?
Yeah.
the debacle last year is, yeah.
He also kept Britain in the war. He,
So it's sort of been confirmed.
That was definitely
we have
a big
everything,
feat
so
of
now we
leadership
show, pick up our shit.
to
So
be-
We'll have it like when you guys.
he was under a lot of pressure by
I'm not bringing
the
shit up,
American,
you guys.
English
That's-
people
Yeah.
to lead the war, to just ignore what's
so-
going on, but he didn't.
So Battle of Britain,
We've got the.
right?
the
You
zero
know what Battle of Britain is?
Right?
No?
Ben was
Yes, no?
bombed a ton.
All right. So the Nazis,
They do.
right? They've taken Poland, they've taken France,
Concerned about that.
and now they're turning their attentions towards the Soviet Union. But when they start in 1941, they start bombarding England,
Would you like to?
right?
do
London
my
and countryside.
preliminary
And the
knowledge?
RAF, the Royal Air Force, is basically down to nothing. And he's able to keep them going and in the war instead of surrendering, right? So if Churchill and the rest of England surrenders right there in 1941, then Hitler doesn't have to focus on the West at all, and he probably could have won the war with the Soviets in the East, right? So example of leadership there was he kept them in the war, Battle of Britain,
We can
right?
do it that way.
Okay. And what was your other example?
The other example was just his career.
Just career in general. Okay, choosing leadership roles, like choosing to be an officer, choosing to stay in until he's a major. They did ranks a little bit differently back then, where they would purchase their ranks. So I don't know where I don't know much about his military career, but yeah, you could just purchase this for at whatever
Would
point.
you like to pull out some zero targets?
Okay,
Explain
good
it?
examples.
Aiming,
How did he develop?
load on that.
Yes.
Okay.
that.
So one
And then,
thing
like,
he developed was
I'm
resilience
assuming
amongst
we're
British
talking about,
people.
like, picture and
That's part of how he
pictures
was able to
during-
keep them in the
during-
war. He was
We're gonna talk
known
about
for a lot of
the
his
last year.
speeches,
Well,
a
yeah,
lot of the
during
ways
this
he kind of
season, just,
acted
like,
in his
reiterate
daily
that, like,
life.
also, like,
He acted in a way that gave a lot of people hope. And of course, his famous speeches, we'll fight on the beach, fight in the
Yeah.
streets.
I'll
Fight
get
the
like the first
countryside.
averages.
Yeah.
So
So creating a positive
Also making
environment.
sure no live
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for a nation.
go
Got it.
straight from the ammo point,
He was a pretty good
wait in
cheerleader.
line, and then once you're done at the range, you should
Okay.
clear.
Anything else under developed for him?
We also considered Gallipoli,
Okay.
because although that was
Also, I
a
didn't
pretty
leave time
big
for it,
failure
but
in
now
his
I'm
early
really
career,
sure to do a shakedown.
it's something that he was able to
Yes.
move
And
past
after
and
police
learn
call,
from.
Yes, your, and then your.
It was more of like a personal.
We can establish.
Now Gallipoli, I thought was well. I guess it was English and Australian, right? Australia's part of England. But yeah, okay. Yeah, so they lost the war, right? Well, that wasn't World War One. I'm thinking World
That
War One.
was a battle in World War I.
Yeah, okay. And he was there.
Yeah, wait, I'm like.
He was, I believe he was
Like their same lane?
they said it was like his fault, basically.
CST.
It all went.
All right, maybe do some research on that. I think he was a bit too young for that because that was like 1915 or something, 1914. So I'm thinking he might have been young, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not a Churchill expert.
I don't know what role he played in that,
We talk about that.
but
And you went
I think he might have been prime minister at that time, but I'm really not sure.
No,
But
certainly not. Again, it was
I don't know,
20 years before.
I'm-
But he wasn't a general there, so the failure of Gallipoli is going to be on the generals of World War I. So it's probably not him, but it's okay.
I've just heard him be blamed for that. I know that was something that was considered when people were considering to make him prime minister in the 40s.
qualified, first time going.
All right. How did he achieve? I guess you keep looking at it. Yeah. How did he achieve? What did he achieve?
So he achieved some pretty big victories. For example, D-Day, or just a victory in
Right,
Europe
but
in
90% of
general.
the battle.
That was a very big thing. He didn't achieve it alone,
Yeah.
but because of his actions, like what we talked about before, that was a very big achievement.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would argue, he's able to convince America to join the war, right? So that's a diplomatic achievement. But those are, I would say those are good things he did. What does he need to improve on? And let's just keep it in the leadership realm here. These attributes, what does he need to improve on? Fitness, okay.
He was a pretty bad alcoholic. He was
Right.
like a bottomless birthday.
Okay, that would be character. He had terrible character.
They're going to be so
Like,
comfortable with these weapons that when they
that
get to
he did,
CST,
right?
and they load
That's
it,
why he almost didn't win. That was the criticism that the public had why he didn't win most of the vote was because, I guess he got the plurality of the vote. But yeah, he was a drunk, right? That's a character flaw. Right? So yeah, he needed to improve character.
Also, I don't know if it was because of expertise or something like that, but he wasn't a very good peacetime leader. He was kind of somebody who they really needed in war, but wasn't good for a whole lot else. It's the worst way to put it.
Well, that's when great men are made or great men are forged, it's through adversity that is thrust upon them.
Well, I watched someone do like
Circumstantial. All right, great. Who do you guys got?
What happened when
we
can't reach
Also Winston Churchill. Okay, so Napoleon.
I never
Napoleon
teach
for
that.
attribute.
We're not going to teach
chose
that.
intellect.
We'll teach the
Okay, intellect.
tap thing, but then they can work on
Great choice. Why?
understanding and
But it's like
but so the biggest thing we
Okay, so his expertise.
hammered out,
Yes.
most of you already do,
and
is
I
round
guess
count.
judgment.
Obviously the total.
Okay,
Allocate X
judgment.
amount for zero, X amount for the
he was
familiarization,
a
and then
general
understand that
and
you're
a
going to
French
have leftover
emperor.
rounds from the zero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You can push
that we can
into,
push
yes,
into just whoever.
yes.
and then for
I mean, there's
the
granted. I was
competencies,
hoping
Yep. How did he
to
lead?
like,
uh,
I don't know.
he was charismatic and he commanded the army. Those were two examples.
Okay.
Then for develops,
Who else?
he developed loyalty within his troops, and
And then
he
in
made
terms of,
reforms
like,
on administration
just fire
reforms.
service people, I know Paul Mungro.
And for achieves, we did overcame
No, she got
the directory and became first consul, and
So Irvine,
made the French military a dominant power.
54.
Yeah. So one of the things we talk about, staying on his intellect here, innovation. So the French created the system that we have now of G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G6, G7. Okay, so compartmentalizing stuff. That was an innovation. His other big thing was beyond innovation. This was revolution for him. He was able. They had those times where they call them magazines, right? It's not like a magazine that we would think that goes into a rifle. It was just stock of munitions that every location had. Your military was confined by logistics of your stocks, right? Your magazines. So he had the bright idea to go ahead and I'm just going to beat you in the field, and then I'm going to go take your supplies and just keep on marching.
He might be late.
All right. So that was innovative. That was revolutionary. And then expert again. His other big thing was march to the sound of gunshots. So there's a delegation of authority that he does. All right. If you hear gunshots to the west, you don't need to hear from Emperor Napoleon that you need to move west. You hear gunshots, you move your forces. Okay. So that's a level of interpersonal attack and judgment on his part. So he's a great choice for that. Anything else on what he achieved?
His was circular.
How he
He couldn't
developed?
go in through the top.
Not that
So
one.
he went through the
No?
top.
Okay.
He was just too
I will
large.
on
So
you.
if he did
All right. What could he have done better?
and then just dropped in arms up and then like went his way down.
That he
We were on this-
would
we were doing
suppress
this, like,
political
not
freedom
mission,
with
tribal,
his
whatever, it was
authoritarian rule
And
when he was
we
around.
were headsets, so we were usually
So
talking.
probably you
I'm,
could
like, looking at the
improve.
left, I'm standing up, we're driving on the road. You know strikers, right? The big green.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
So I'm like looking around.
Character fail. Humility.
Yeah, Yes.
right? Humility, thought he was unbeatable, and then he got beat. Okay, so humility is a big character trait that we want to instill. Okay, no, the Romans used to have a thing, right? Maybe this is fake, but the rumor is, the legend is that a general in the Roman military would come back into Rome and he'd have his advisor saying, "Remember, sir, you're mortal." Okay, because like Julius Caesar, right? Be humble because you're not this god that you were on the battlefield. You could die. They just stab you in the back, right? So remember, be humble. You're mortal. That's what they would say when they talk about Roman generals, right? So humility, that's a big one.
Yeah, if you're enlisted,
And Napoleon certainly lacked that.
Emotion board being lost peace status because you get behind way, etc. So.
Okay, so as we move in, now we're going to talk about you all and what you think your strengths and weaknesses are. Okay, you're going to assess yourself. And as part of that, let's see if we talk about this.
I'm not going to tell you the answers. I'm going to challenge you to ask me these questions.
Myers-Briggs. Who's heard of Myers-Briggs?
I would get this done.
You've all heard of it. Did you even taken the test?
Have my breakdown of how I want it.
A Myers-Briggs test. It's a personality test. You come out with one of these 16 personality types. Okay. This is the way that you identify the world. Okay. So when we talk about it, you're going to be these 4 things. Okay. You are either an extroverted personality or an introverted personality. All right. So can you read that? I don't know if that's large enough for you to read.
So promotion for me.
Read this paragraph.
The first criterion, extroversion, introversion, signifies the source and direction of a person's energy expression. An extrovert's source and direction of energy expression is mainly in the external world, while an introvert has a source of energy mainly in their own internal world.
Okay, so how this exists in real life is an extrovert wants to be with other people. I'm not saying all introverts don't, but I feed off of your energy. And if I'm an extrovert, I feel energized by being around other people. An introvert feels exhausted by being around other people. And they have to go be in isolation to recharge their batteries. Okay, that's a way that exists. Right? Extroverts are normally more talkative and outgoing and social than introverts. That doesn't mean that you're like straight up one or the other. Most of it is just kind of blending line. You're either leaning toward extroverted or leaning towards introverted. If you're introverted, you normally think about things. You have an inner monologue. That's how you're processing the world. Okay. I don't want to say something until I'm more or less sure of what I'm going to say. Okay. An extrovert is kind of like lets it blurt out. Right. Not to say one is worse or one is better, but you're going to be one of those two. According to this. Okay. Next up, second criteria.
Sensing intuition represents the method by which someone perceives information. Sensing means that a person mainly believes information that he or she receives directly from the external world. Intuition means that a person believes mainly information he or she receives from the internal or imaginative world.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
I'm late.
You're late?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I have my computer and everything. So I'm just glad I caught you guys up here.
Okay. So, what are you here for?
For the Veteran for Truth.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they said the class, and I'm late, but.
Okay, well, hang out. We're doing this another 30 minutes, so.
Okay.
I guess you can participate.
Thank you.
Okay, so a sensing person versus intuition, right? I feel something, right? I believe that even though maybe I can't back it up with facts, right? But I feel that that's true, and that's how I process the world. Okay. Versus the sensing. The sensing is I literally see it, and that's how I perceive the world. Normally, this would be like a scientist, right? Someone with empirical evidence, and this would be a sociologist. Okay. Intuition versus sensing. Does everyone understand the difference there? Yeah. All right, thinking and feeling. Who's next?
Thinking, feeling represents how a person processes information.
Not just
Thinking means that a person makes a decision mainly through logic.
Oh, I just
feeling means that as a rule, he or she makes a decision based on emotion, based on what they feel they should do.
Okay, so normally these go hand in hand, sensing, thinking, and intuition and feeling. All right.
The relationship.
I feel this way. I feel. One of you like the Yankees? No, no one did, right? I feel the Yankees are the worst baseball franchise in the
What you
MLB.
see from me, like,
Well, why? Okay,
it's like
right, it's
what
not
you're
like
going to
that.
get when you leave here and you're
All right, and then judging and perceiving. Who's next? Judging and perceiving.
The fourth criterion, judging and perceiving reflects how a person implements the information he or she has processed. Judging means that a person organizes all his life's events and, as a rule, sticks to his plans. Perceiving means that he or she is inclined to improvise and explore alternate options.
Okay. Normally, if we're to not get political, but a judging person would normally be a more conservative person, or like a judge. It could be a judge, or like a cop. A police officer is normally someone that is a judging person. Okay. Perceiving person is normally someone that's like an artist, right? I want to do something. I want to improvise something. So you're going to be one of these 16 personality types, variation of these. You can find these tests for free online, normally like 50 questions. You take it, you'll spit out. This is a way for you to understand how you process the world. Okay? This may change over time, but probably won't. I am ISTJ. I've taken this. I took it when I was in college 20 years ago, and I probably took it 5 years ago, and I'm still an ISTJ. All right, that's just how I perceive the world. It probably doesn't help you to know that that's my personality type, but it helps me to understand that that's how I process the world. So this is for you to assess yourself. Okay. All the dudes that are over there doing. So we move into the next step of this. There's gonna be 3 levels of organization. You gotta stay awake. I get it's boring. I know. When did you guys wake up? 4 o'clock this morning? 3? You guys woke up at 3? All right, so we're coming to the end of the day. You do your ruck march. You guys all pass. Anyways. All right, direct level leadership, organizational, strategic. I don't think so. What's direct level? I've been in contact with a couple of my E4s. I've been trying to
You like your squad leader.
Sure. Platoon leader, right? Face to face. First line leadership. This does not only mean squad leader, okay? A general has a staff that they talk to every day, right? So they are a direct leader for their staff. However, the objectives of a general is different than the objectives of a platoon leader. Right? So the overall leadership of a general is probably going to be strategic decisions versus a PL, platoon leader, company commander, is going to be direct level. Right? There's another chart that's going to show you what. Okay, so what's an organizational level person? Who hasn't gotten it? You didn't get it.
Organizational leaders influence several hundred to several thousand people under command is indirect, generally through more levels of subordinates and staff than do direct leaders.
All right, several hundred to several thousand, right? How many people are in a company? A normal company? Spitball.
My LTE is the bars.
160. Let's say 150 because it's an easier number, right? How many people are in a battalion?
The one girl, my LTE, she was very chill.
3 companies of battalion, right?
600. Oh, 3.
Right, so 3 times 150, 450. Maybe he's got a staff too, his headquarters element, so let's say 500 people. So that's an organizational level, right? A battalion leader needs to worry about their organization as a whole, all right? And then you get a brigade, which is made of 3 of those, so 1,500. Okay, it could be a small division, just depending on what it is. But that's what you're looking at. Those are organizational leaders. They worry about their organization. They have staffs. They have sections. They are split up into multiple companies. And then your strategic level, right? You're worrying about the whole organization. You're worrying about strategy. Like, do we want to keep using helicopters or do we want to switch to drones? That's a strategic decision. Do we want to keep doing tanks even though they're not doing well in the battlefield? Yes or no? Okay, those are strategy decisions. Okay, factors go into that.
Do a branch detail.
Okay, so here's what you got. 3 skills. Technical, human, concept, conceptual. What's a technical skill?
Squad tactics.
That's a technical skill. It's very technical, right? How about cyber, right? That's super technical, right? And I know it's industrial technology. A machinist, right? Someone who builds a car, right? Those are highly technical skills. What's a human skill?
I could have swore I've graded you before, and
Relationships.
Relationship, soft skills, right? There's soft skills. Human relationships, okay? This is going to be, you want to be here as a lieutenant, and you want to get to the human skills. Because you might have the greatest ideas in the world, but if you can't communicate them, because you have no human skills, then it doesn't matter, okay? If you can't communicate, then you can't lead others, right? So you need to be able to develop your human skills. If you don't have them now, you'll develop them. And then what's concept?
the issue, dude, is you're gonna know this.
How about an operation plan, right? I want company, Alpha Company to go straight up the middle, and I want Bravo to flank on the east side, something like that, right? Those are concepts.
That's what I'm saying.
Aside from like, if you were to go to like some like a school,
All right. So here's another chart to explain it. If I'm a general, I don't need to be very technical. Okay. I can be a generalist, right? But I need to have a lot of human
Now, if you're a private,
skills. I need to be able to talk to a lot of people, a lot of good interpersonal skills, and then I have to understand concepts really well. Right? If you're a battalion, you're in the middle of both. The reason you still have to be technical is because you still have direct leadership, right? Whereas a general doesn't really have direct leadership anymore, but a battalion commander sure does. Right?
do you consider?
And then your bottom level, I don't really need you to know the concepts because I told you that you're going to go from point A to B at this time. I need you to be technical, right? That low level. I need you to go take the machine gun test, right? To technique. But the concept is done at a high level. Right? As you guys commission, your second lieutenants, you're going to be here. As a captain, you'll likely start working for these guys, and if you're an exceptional captain, they'll bring you up to the strategic level. But that's, 5-10 years from now. Well, I guess you guys are 20 or 2, so that's a long time for you guys. When you take your test, you would do this, right? There's questions, and then this would help you identify what the way you're processing the world, your strengths and weaknesses. But we're not going to do that. So that is the end of it. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about as far as leadership goes? All right. So the one thing we can do is if you know what you are, you can go here and you can take your test and get your personality, and you can come back next week and tell me what you are, and just tell me which one of these fits your personality type.
I don't know if she's the most
All right. Any questions? Any thoughts?
She read it. She read it now.
No. All right.
She